So usually what would be helpful is to read the syllabus before the semester starts. So let's say during the summer, I know I have this class that has like a lot of reading, like through like the syllabus you can see the bunch of textbooks. Usually what I do is I either find the textbooks online or order it beforehand to just get a brief idea of what I'm getting myself into, and then just reading ahead. And sometimes, like if you know how certain classes work, you know that there are certain assignments that can be done beforehand. So usually what I'll do is I read the books beforehand. Let's say for a reading report, like you know you're gonna read it already. So I read it beforehand, summarize the main key points, so that during the semester, like if I work ahead, it frees up more time for me to do things I want to do during the semester with friends. Yeah, so I usually look at the syllabus, read the textbooks beforehand, work ahead, and then close during the semester.
Some classes, not all classes, some classes need some basic reading before the class. That helps, even if you don't understand reading, it helps for you to see like the new terms, and then by the time you get to class, they're no longer scary, but they're like familiar, even if you don't understand what they mean. But then, notice, you know that you don't understand what that means. So in class time, you say, what does that mean? And like I said, asking questions is like the biggest thing in studying, and that can bring you a long way in trying to understand a topic, because then you know what you don't know.
Making sure that you have your basis. Like a lot of classes have prerequisites that we took like a year before, or we haven't taken since high school. So just like refresh your content and make sure that you know the basic stuff you will need for the class. I think that helps the most. That way you will actually be learning and understanding what the professor is telling you, and you won't be behind because you missed one key concept. So in my case, engineering courses, if you're gonna take something like statics, you know that you will need to know your physics. So like during the physics class, the professors put some emphasis on some specific topics about like forces and energy. So like just make sure that you go through them before starting the class, that you understand those concepts. And also something that helps me is like just looking at the syllabus, what the course is gonna be like, and exactly what we're gonna learn. And that way like you have an idea of the concepts you need to know before.
I think for international students a little bit different. So for regular student, probably you can just look at the concept to know the words you are going to learn and practice some examples or read the textbook for the example questions. But for international students, since they have the gap for the words, so it's better to read and figure out their own language and trying to understand what it's talking about before the class. That will help international students to focus on the words and catch up with professor. And the good thing is some examples, and during the class time you can react with professors. For the math-based class, basically every class is solving the problem. You have to follow the steps and follow the instructions. If you don't prepare or you don't know the keywords of the concept, it's so hard to catch up. So I think the best way is just to prepare for several examples, and you don't have to know everything, because during the class time you will learn most of the concept and ask questions, but just to know the simple concept of the words and understand the meaning of that.